Hello, everyone. My name is John Cottrell, and welcome to Power Hour. This is a 60-minute power vinyasa yoga practice, which means we're going to be flowing, moving with breath, moving from pose to pose. So get ready, a nice dynamic yoga practice. Now, for this practice, we're going to be focusing on side bends, a nice lengthening through the sides of the body. And I like doing poses that reflect working the sides of the body because it also can help release any tension in your back, your hips, and just along your pelvis. So really nice practice. For your props today, you might want to have a couple of yoga blocks. These are just optional. We really don't need too many things for this particular yoga practice. But if you happen to have yoga blocks and you like to use blocks, go ahead and grab those. I don't have a yoga strap at this very moment, but you might want to use a yoga strap for this practice. I'll just give you a variation of how to do some of the poses without a yoga strap, okay? So again, welcome. Little power hour. We like to start in mountain pose. So mountain pose is just standing at the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. You want to have this nice straight line that's going down from your hips right down to your feet. You can only hold this, or you don't have to hold this very long. You can just hold this for just a few seconds, really, just to feel the sense of balance and alignment. But sometimes standing like this isn't the most comfortable way to stand. So feel free to actually take the feet a little wider if you'd like, and even turn your toes outward. This might feel a bit more natural. Just be sure that you feel planted on 2 feet, even distribution of weight from one side to the other, so you feel centered. So that's the lower half of the body. The upper half of the body, you want to stand nice and tall. Make sure you have a nice lengthened spine. You might even just roll your shoulders back and just let your arms down by your side, relaxing. You can even activate your arms if you like to with your palms facing forward like this, or just keep them relaxed. All right, we're just going to move into some breath as we get ready for our moving practice. We'd like to start in stillness first. Feel free to close your eyes or just soften your eyes. And start with a few deep breaths. You might breathe in through your nose. You can exhale through your nose or through your mouth. If you exhale through your mouth, you can sigh. Just feel the body relax and start to shake out any tension that your body might be holding. And then when you're ready, you can just come back to stillness, breathing slowly and gently. Just focus on your breathing. You may want to breathe in a way where you can feel your breath. As you inhale, you want to feel the lengthening of your spine, standing up a little taller, and your breath rising here to fill up your lungs. And you also want to breathe so you can hear your breath. When you exhale, you want to draw your navel inward toward your spine. It's a contraction of the abdominal muscles. It doesn't have to be too strong, just enough where you feel some engagement here. So again, as you inhale, lifting and lengthening through your spine, breath rising to fill up your lungs, and your exhale drawing navel in towards spine. This is called the abdominal lock. Nice connection here to center. Go ahead and take 3 more breaths like this. With these 3 breaths, we are preparing our bodies to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Treat it like a nice stretch. Reach all the way up, big stretch. Exhale, we're going to fold forward, so a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to, and slowly and carefully making your way down towards your toes, which means you don't have to touch your toes, or just bend your knees a little bit more, allowing your back to round so you can touch your toes if you'd like. Inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or your thighs to extend your spine. Feel like you're going forward. Exhale, let's fold again. We're going to hold forward fold for a few moments. If you're able, go ahead and hang heavily forward here so you feel that heaviness in the body, gravity drawing you downward. Take some deep breaths here. Feel some release through your spine as it curves.
Check in with your shoulders here too. You might want to roll your shoulders backward and forward. Just make some circles here. Even kind of stir your arms like you're stirring a pot of soup. Like that, just loosening up the joints a little bit. And then nod yes. Shake your head no, just to feel some looseness, a nice release in the neck and upper back. Then we're going to inhale, slide hands back up to knees or thighs, extending spine. Hold here as you exhale. So this is our half forward fold. Hold here so you look like a table. Feel your hips move towards the wall behind you while the crown of your head feels like it's moving forward and your gaze is directly downward. Make sure your weight is starting to shift back into your heels at this point. As you do so, go ahead and bend your knees more. Feel like you're sitting down into a chair. Start lifting your upper body. Then stand up tall by extending your arms up into the air. Reach high. Hold there as you exhale. Arms in the air. Extended mountain pose. Inhale again. Reach higher. Then exhale. Bring your arms down by your side. And go ahead and relax. Shoulder roll here. A little movement in the neck if you'd like. We'll do that same sequence again. The exact same thing. When you're ready, inhale, reach into the air. Big stretch, lengthening through the sides of your body. Exhale, let's fold forward with a good hinge of the hips with bent knees, making your way down. Inhale, slide your hands up the legs to help extend your spine. Half forward fold or monkey pose, sometimes we call it. Exhale, back down to forward fold. Staying here, feel that heaviness, hang heavily forward. Sometimes we call this ragdoll. Deep breaths here. Feel the lengthening through the spine, even energy through the crown of your head towards the ground as gravity draws you downward. Maybe some more circles in the shoulders if you'd like, shaking your head. We're going to inhale, slide your hands back up the legs to extend your spine until you're parallel with the ground. Breathing in for more length through your tabletop position. Exhale, pull belly button in towards spine. Shift your weight back toward your heels, bend your knees. We'll inhale, reach all the way up into the air. Exhale, keeping the arms into the air. Remember, we're working through the sides of the body, so let's keep that extension going. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, arms back down by your side. Very nice, good. Let's go ahead and continue adding on to our sequence, our sun salutation. When you're ready, inhale, extend your arms into the air. Exhale, let's fold forward. Making your way down, take your time if you need to. Inhale, rise up halfway. And on this exhale, bend your knees enough so you can place your palms on your mat. Walk or step both feet back into plank pose. Once you're here, breathe in a nice strong straight line. Exhale, bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air, moving into downward facing dog. Hold here for a moment. Spread out your fingers if you can. Press hands firmly into the mat so you feel strong, straight arms. So you have a great, stable upper body. Now you can just hold this posture, or you can create some motion with the lower half of the body, perhaps pedaling your feet. Press one heel down, then the other, so alternating. So one heel presses down as the other heel lifts, and then switch. Exhale when you press the heel down so you feel that stretch quality in the calf muscles. When you lift the heels, feel this through your toes. You might even feel this through the soles of your feet. Allow your knees to bend. Let them bend even more so you can feel now maybe a shift in the hips. Do that one more time each side. Come back to down dog, hold. Inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, shift your weight back. Bend your knees, inhale, reverse your swan dive, come all the way up to standing, reaching high. Exhale, hands together, down to your heart. We're gonna move right away, right into series B of our sun salutation. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air. Feel that side body stretch. Exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Right there, chair pose. Breathe in. Then exhale, dive out of your seat, down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, extending spine, lifting up halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, walk, step, or hop, both feet back, plank pose. We'll breathe in. This exhale, finish your push-up, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, perhaps to upward facing dog or just creating a back bend right here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle in, spread out your fingers, press palms firmly into the mat, strong straight arms. Slight bend in the knees so your hips can continue to lift up into the air. Hold. Then we'll add our lunges. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you, reaching back through your toes. Exhale, bring right foot to the top of the mat next to right hand. Left heel turns to the ground. Feel fully rooted and connected back there. Inhale, float your arms up into the air, warrior one. Exhale, we'll fold, bringing the hands back down to the ground. Let's step back, plank pose, and finish the sequence. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Settle in. Let's go right away to the other side. Inhale, extending left leg up, reach long. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel now turns to the floor. Put some weight back there on that foot. So your hands are now light, so you can inhale easily, rising up into the air. Warrior one. Exhale, fold to bring your hands back down to the ground. Step back, plank pose, and again, complete your series. We'll meet up together in downward facing dog. Hold here for a couple breaths. And we're going to make our way down to the ground. We're going to take a seat. You can just kneel down and take a seat or hop forward, cross your legs, then take your seat, making sure you're sitting in the center of your mat, and then go ahead and extend your legs out front. Let's hold here for a moment, okay, before we go on to the next poses. So just staff pose, so strong, straight legs, flexing your feet right there. Place your palms on the mat next to your hips. Push into the ground to sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back. Even squeeze your shoulder blades together here. Nice long neck looking forward. So this is staff pose or Dandasana. Okay, hold that for a couple breaths. We're going to take this into a forward fold, a gentle one. Now you can use a strap if you'd like, but I don't have one, so I'm going to modify. Here we go. We're going to inhale, extend arms up into the air. Exhale, bring your hands down to your knees or shins, just wherever they reach right here. Again, if you have a strap, you can just wrap the strap around the feet if you'd like. If your hands are free, your hands are just on your legs. We're going to inhale and just try to sit up even taller. Exhale, draw belly in for support. Take a step down the legs with your hands hinge forward slightly with the upper body, like this. Hold, breathe. Feel this in the legs. As best as you can, just keep the legs straight. But if you need to bend your knees at any point, please do so. We're going to inhale, get a little bit more extension through the spine at this angle. Exhale, maybe take another step forward down the legs and folding. Now, at some point, again, you might want to bend the knees and you might even feel your back begin to round. That's fine. My legs feel pretty good and the legs are staying pretty straight. Again, you might have a strap, so the strap can help you. Bending the knees, rounding the spine. You can even lower your chin a little bit. And since you are folded, and if your back happens to be rounded slightly here, take some deep breaths into your back body. Just as we often breathe into the chest and fill up the lungs in the front side, now try to breathe into the back side. Okay, still breathing into the lungs, but thinking of breathing into the back side of your lungs. Let's take 3 more breaths. When you're ready, you're just going to inhale and reach both arms up into the air. If you've got a strap, just release the strap. Reach up, get tall here. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side. Okay, you can just move your strap out of the way if you're using one. We're going to start to lean back. Let the knees bend or bend your knees. We're going to move into boat pose from here. Now you can keep the heels on the ground if you'd like, just being sure you have an angled upper body and it's a straight line. Or if you'd like, keep leaning back so you can lift the feet into the air like so. Boat pose.
Let's hold here for a couple breaths. This is a nice way to really engage your core muscles. We're going to move on the next breath. You're going to inhale here. Exhale, cross legs. If you can, hands in front, hop or step back, plank pose, strong straight line. Let's take a shortcut to down dog. Bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air. Let's continue with the lunge sequence. Let's inhale, extend right leg up, and exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Back to our warrior one. Plant that left heel down behind you. Inhale, rise up. First warrior. Exhale, let's open now to a warrior two. Make some adjustments with the feet by taking them out a little wider if you'd like, lunging a little deeper. Nice knee bend. Make sure the knee and toes are pointing directly forward. Arms are extended out to the side like this. Hold for a moment. Feel tall in your torso. And then side angle. So just follow the right hand forward, reaching outward, and then rotate your arms. Bring your right hand down. Left hand initially straight up like you're reaching towards the 12 on a clock. Good extension, reaching high. Creates a nice opening up through the chest. Since we're working the sides of the body, let's take this left hand overhead a little bit more. Reach through the fingertips. Again, feeling like you're reaching to the corner of the room, perhaps. And at the same time, your left foot is just pressing a little bit more into the ground. Maybe some more length and extension is happening, maybe in the rib cage or even just below the ribs. Okay, so that's our side bend there. Let's breathe in. Exhale, we're going to carefully turn towards the floor. Bend, bring the hands back down to the mat. Step back, plank pose. Pause right here. Continuing this nice, strong, straight line. And then a shortcut again to down dog. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg up into the air, straight line. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the ground. Connect. Inhale, rise up when you're ready. First warrior. And exhale, warrior two. Same thing. Let's make some adjustments. Wider stance if you want. Lunging deeply. Left knee and toes pointing forward. Arms parallel to the ground. Holding just for a couple breaths. And then side angle, reaching forward to angle the upper half of the body. We'll rotate the arms, reaching up, reaching down with a good effort of extending this right arm up into the air, like you're going to touch the ceiling. And then that side stretch by taking the right arm overhead a little bit, reaching out towards the front corner of the room. Reach, while right foot is pressing more firmly into the mat. Feel what happens. It might be subtle, but feel what happens down through the right side of your body. Breathe into the side of the body if you can. Let's breathe in right here, ready to move. Exhale, we'll carefully turn, fold, and bring hands to the ground. Step back, plank pose. You can take that same shortcut to down dog or complete the series chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go back down to the ground. Hop forward, cross legs, take a seat, or just kneel down. Okay. This time we're going to roll down onto our backs. Let's get into a back bend. Lying down with knees bent, feet on the ground. Just take a moment to pause. Some deep breaths so you can just kind of settle into the ground before we lift our hips up into our bridge pose for our back bend. All right, whenever you're ready, an inhale to fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage your belly, just nice support in your center, then lift your hips up into the air, just like this. Okay, already feeling the strength in the legs. Let's get the upper body involved. You might rock your upper body left and right a little bit, getting your shoulders a little bit more underneath you. If you can, even squeeze your shoulder blades together, engaging your upper back muscles. Now your arms can stay bent at 90 degrees. Press down into the mat with your elbows or your triceps just to help lift the upper body a bit more, stabilizing the whole body. Lots of effort in this position. Breathing as best as you can into the lungs or upper chest, right up to your collarbones. Two more breaths.
All right, you're going to wiggle the toes forward a little bit and extend your arms straight up into the air, and then roll your way back down to the ground. Let's extend the entire body. Extend the legs forward and reach your arms behind you. Reach. You might even fold your fingers, interlace your fingers, but keep your index fingers pointed and then reach through your pointed fingers towards the wall behind you. Remember this position because we're going to do it standing. All right, we got one more pose to do down here. First, you're going to bring your right knee into chest. Just use your hands to catch the knee. Hug it in gently. And we're going to extend this leg. Don't worry if it doesn't fully extend. If there's a slight bend in the knee, no worries. And point your toes here. Point. Okay, and just keep reaching. Nice extension. Again, if you want to grab your strap, you can actually wrap the strap around the bottom of the foot if you like, or just hold onto the back of the leg. We're not going to hold here too long. We're just getting a little bit more extension through the leg. I'm reaching for the ceiling through the toes. I'm able to reach up and I'm holding onto my calf and I'm gently bringing the leg closer towards my head, okay, or reaching towards the wall behind me. One more breath. On the exhale, I'm going to relax that leg, bend the knee, and extend the leg back down onto the ground. Flex the foot, just to get a counter movement in the foot. Let's bring left knee in. Hug it in gently, then extend leg. Point your toe, okay? Slight bend in the knee if you need to, or extend it as best as you can, holding on to the leg with the hands, or use the strap. If pointing the toes isn't all that great or not very comfortable or hard to sustain, push through the balls of the foot, okay? See if that helps. Couple more breaths, same thing. I'm just going to draw the leg closer or as if I'm moving my toes towards the wall behind me, just getting a little bit more length and extension through the hamstring. 2 more breaths. And then you can relax the foot, bend the knee, hug it in. Let's go ahead and hug both knees into chest. Start a gentle rock forward and back. Make sure you're breathing, and with a good exhale, rock your way up to seated or right into boat pose if you can. Nice extension. Lift yourself up, lift the chin slightly. You can continue holding on to the legs until you found that stabilization in your core. Or if you want, or when you have that support, release the legs. We're going to move right away. Breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back, plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's hold here for a moment. Take a nice full breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, walk, step, or hop, both feet back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, fold. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up to standing, reaching very high. And exhale, bring your arms down by your side this time. All right, another nice roll of the shoulders if you'd like. Very nice. Okay, so we did a lot of leg extension because some of the poses that we're doing are going to involve some leg extension, but we're also doing side bends. So here is a side bend. We're going to do reed pose, and it's just a standing side bend. It's going to mimic what we just did on the floor, lying down with legs long and the arms behind you with interlaced fingers, okay, with the pointed index fingers, okay? So nice mountain pose here. Feet underneath you. We're going to inhale, extend arms up into the air. Interlace your fingers. You might not be able to see my fingers. That's why I was saying what we're doing, because you probably can't see my hands. But my fingers are interlaced except for my index fingers and pointing up towards the ceiling. Reach, reach, reach. Good stretch. Now we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, just kind of lean a little bit to your right. Just a little bit to your right. Right there. Now imagine you're a hand on a clock and you moved over maybe just a couple of minutes past the hour. Inhale, reach up.
Exhale, bend a little bit more. Now, if you can see my body, see I'm kind of leaning into my left hip a little bit. Now that's fine, okay? Do that first, actually. Let's all do that. Kind of get that push of the hip out to the side. Okay, but now we're going to even that out by pressing the right foot, actually your left foot, a little bit more firmly into the ground. Left foot as well, right foot and left foot. So you start to even things out because you want to feel like you're going straight up and kind of pouring out rather than pushing through the hip. Evenness in the feet. As you reach over towards the right side, just keep pressing left foot a little bit more firmly into the ground. All right, we're going to inhale, come back up. That's a long time. Exhale, bring your arms back down by your side. There we go. Ooh, lots of energy in the shoulders. Okay. Even shake out the hands a little bit. Okay. So let's reed pose like it was like a reed out in the fields and it's being blown over by the wind. All right, inhale, extend the arms up into the air. Again, interlace your fingers, index fingers reaching for the ceiling. Keep pointing upward. Inhale. Exhale, let's tip over to the left side. Point. And now you're about 2 minutes before the hour. Inhale, keep extending. Exhale, tip over a little bit more. And this time you can just feel that maybe the right hip kind of push out to the side. So you get a little bit more of that extension feeling through that whole side. Just for a couple breaths, and then we're going to even out the pelvis. So there's more weight and balance because the left foot feels pretty light right here, right? Okay, so we'll shift back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, if you can, tip over a bit more. As we're reaching over towards the left, make sure your right foot's pressing more firmly into the ground so there is that evenness. Okay, that's another long pose. We're going to inhale, come back up nice and tall, back up to 12 o'clock. Exhale, let's bring the arms back down by your side and give it a good shake. Ooh. All righty, so that's our reed pose, getting some stretching and lengthening through the sides of the body. All right, let's continue our flow. Here we go. Inhale, extend your arms up into the air. Exhale, it's swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose or halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees enough, hands to the ground, walk, step, or hop back, plank pose. Come down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's just keep this in motion. Inhale, extend right leg up. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the ground. So it's warrior one. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, open to your warrior two. Quick adjustments. Let's reverse the warrior this time, taking right hand straight up into the air, maybe to that same 12 o'clock mark. Now, at first, we're just going to keep this left hand light on this back leg, just for now, but we're going to change things up a little bit. So we want to get a little bit more in this side bend. One, you might want to lunge a little deeper. Two, reach a little higher. That should create more length. Now you're going to bring this right hand down behind you, maybe just to your head, your neck, or your shoulder, and then point upward, okay, with the elbow, so you get more length through the side of the body. Now, if you're starting to bend a little bit more, you might feel like you're getting trapped right in this space, because that's how I feel sometimes doing this pose. I feel like there's too much bend here, and there's too much pressure in my back. What I can do, okay, I'm just taking my hand, plugging it in, push inward, and then downward. So in firmly, downward firmly, which puts a little bit more stabilization in the pelvis. So I can actually tip back a little bit more without that pressure in my back. See if that works for you. So this left hand really is pushing in and down with some firmness. Okay, now we're going to re-extend both arms and then come down to side angle, right hand down, left hand up, extend overhead. Now we're getting a left side body stretch, left foot firmly pressing into the ground. Really reach. Breathe in. Exhale, turn, hands down to the ground. Step back, plank pose, hold. Here we'll just take a shortcut to down dog. Nice re-extension of spine. Hold here for a couple of breaths.
All right, other side. Let's inhale, extend left leg into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the ground. We'll rise up. Warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. I just turned around so I can see you all. Right here. So first, our nice lunging position, and then we're reversing the warrior. So left hand going straight up, right hand at first just resting lightly on the leg behind. There's no weight, no pressure. Reach upward instead. Okay, now bring left hand down behind you towards your head or neck or shoulder. Keep pointing with the elbow, getting a little bit more extension through the side of the body. We're actually getting into this back muscle that's called the latissimus muscle and the tricep here in the arm. Lunging deeply. If you're getting too much of a bend in the side and it's pinching the low back, use your hand, push in with some firmness and down. It's mostly a down sensation, like you're trying to push the pelvis down the leg. And that should create stability and space. So maybe you can tip back a little bit more, point more through this left elbow. All right, let's re-extend the arms. We're just going to windmill the arms to a side angle. So left hand comes down, right hand reaching up initially, and then over your head. Nice extension so we can get that side body stretch. Be sure your right foot is pressing firmly into the ground. Couple breaths there. Good, let's breathe in. And our exhale, we're turning so we can bring hands back down to the ground. Let's step back, plank pose, and a shortcut to down dog. Holding. We're going to make our way back down to the ground. You can hop forward to take your seat or just kneel down. Take a seat. Now I'm going to face you. Okay, so I'm just turning sideways on my mat. You just want to be able to see me. Okay, because what we're going to do, we're going to sit, but take the legs out like so. Just take the legs wide. They don't have to be too wide. If this is about as wide as you can take the legs, then just do that. If you need something soft to sit on, which is perfectly fine for this, maybe you've got a blanket or something, you can sit on that, okay? I like to take my legs a little bit wider. And if you're on a hardwood floor, you might want to sit back enough so that your heels are on your soft mat rather than hard floor. I'm on carpet, so this is okay for me. Okay, so we want to be able to sit up nice and tall, but if this is a challenge, place your hands behind you, push into the ground, and that's going to help you to sit up nice and tall with the legs extended, flexed feet to keep that leg extension. Okay, hold here for a moment. We're going to do another side bend. All right, we're going to bend the left knee and bring the foot in like so, okay? And your right hand is just on right shin, okay? Or if you can reach the toe, or grab your strap and wrap the strap around the foot and hold on to the strap. I can actually reach my toes here, okay? With the left arm, reach across the room to the left wall. You're going to inhale and take it up into the air, and exhale, bend and reach over. This arm can arch a little bit if you like. And it's okay if this hand can't reach the toes. Maybe your pose is here, or if you've got the strap, holding onto the strap. So again, getting a nice side bend. If you feel like you're kind of turning towards the ground like this, see if you can actually open up the body as if you're going to turn your torso to face the ceiling. Okay, this is the first part. So again, more leg extensions, but also the side bend. You can have the arm bent, or you can have an extended or reaching like so. Okay, we're going to come back up partially, just enough so you have some mobility in the spine, so you can turn towards this extended leg. Reach both arms up into the air, inhale, and exhale, fold out towards that leg. And again, it's okay if the back rounds, use your strap if you got one. What's interesting about this pose, actually there's a lot of things going on with this pose, so let me just break it down.
One, we've got a hip opener because this knee is bent. So this actually acts as a hip opener. Okay, the right leg is extended, so we have a nice hamstring stretch. Okay, and because we have an extended spine, and we've got a bit of a twist of the torso as we extend out towards this right foot. And you can kind of round your back a little bit and get a back stretch. So many things going on, which is nice. 3 more breaths here. Okay, still facing this right foot. Maybe use your hands to help press yourself up, lengthening, still facing that foot. Once you're tall, face forward. Okay. Let me just turn originally. Okay, if we're all facing the front of the mat or something like this. Okay. And we're going to make our way to cobbler's pose. So let's bring that right foot in. Cobbler's pose. Nice extension. Just sit up tall. We're not going to fold. Just hold tall here. Core engagement. Keep that core engaged so you can lean back, bring the knees together, lifting feet, boat pose. Like that. Hold on or have hands free. Okay. Inhale, lift. Exhale, just bring legs and feet back down to the ground. Re-extend. Take the legs wide. We're just going to do the other side. I'm still going to face you. Okay. Same thing. Just adjust. If you happen to be sitting sideways on your mat, or if you're just facing the front of your mat, you got some cushioning for the heels if you need it. So nice and tall, hands behind you, so you can press and sit up nice and tall. Just trying to get some release and relief from the low back. Okay, we're going to bend the right knee, bringing it in because we're going to extend out over the left leg. So let's take the right hand out to the right side. Inhale, reach up into the air. And exhale, start to bend out over towards that left leg. Same thing, hand can just rest on the leg. Reach your toes if you can, or get that strap. If you're falling or turning towards the ground, see if you can feel the body opening up, like you're going to turn to face the ceiling. Let's hold here for several breaths. Keep that lifting sensation. We want to, even though, because we're sideways and we're bending, okay, laterally, but we want to make sure we have a lot of space in that low back region. So feel lifted here. That's part of the reason why we're turning open, so things are a little bit more aligned. All right, couple more breaths with the side bend. Some of you might be able to reach this lifted hand over your head and actually reach your toes. Okay, we're going to come up partially here so we can turn torso towards left foot. Inhale. I'm just actually going to press my hands into the ground just to help extend spine. Okay, and then exhale, folding out over the leg. Now you really probably can't see with this angle. I'm not directly over the leg. I'm kind of in the inside of the leg right here. That's where my heart is going. Okay, so I'm not right over this foot. Okay, so that's fine too. So you still have a minor twist. We have a leg extension, hip opener. And if you're allowing your back to round a little bit, can we get a little back stretch? Maybe you're reaching for the strap or your ankle or your toes. I don't know about you, because it's a bit of a twist, this free right hand, as it comes around, okay, towards this leg, I'm getting that stretch kind of through here, latissimus, muscles, okay, rhomboids, get a nice little pull, okay, all through the back body. Feels so nice. And my back muscles happen to be a little tight. All right, we're gonna rise up, still facing that extended leg. Nice and tall here. Okay, and then turn to face forward. Okay, I'm going to turn in the right direction here. So we can come back to cobbler's pose. So let's bring that left foot back in. Nice and tall here. Keep it tall. Make sure you have a nice spinal extension and begin your lean back. Knees come together, lift feet, boat pose. If you want, you can even extend the legs. There you go. Okay, we're gonna move, breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back, come down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do one more back bend. You're gonna hop forward, cross legs, take a seat or just kneel down. Another bridge pose, just another reopening through the front half of the body, or the front portion of the body. Knees bent, feet planted into the ground. Nice full breath in. When you're ready, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engaging for support so you can lift hips up into the air. Shoulders underneath you, squeezing shoulder blades together. Bent arms, if you'd like, pressing arms into the ground to help stabilize the upper body, or you can extend your arms down towards the ground, reaching for your heels if you can reach, or even interlacing your fingers underneath you. Same thing, maybe point your index fingers like we did in a couple of other poses. Three more breaths here. If your fingers are folded underneath you, let's release. Wiggle the toes forward. We're just making space so we can get out of the pose. Let's extend the arms straight up into the air. That'll get the shoulders out from underneath you. Roll your way back down to the ground. Extend the legs forward, maybe pointing your toes. Reach your arms behind you, interlace fingers. Point with index fingers towards the back wall. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Let's bring knees to chest, hug them in, gentle rock forward and back. Develop that good energetic breath. Exhaling to rock your way up. See if you can come right up into boat. If not, that's okay. Just step right into boat when you're ready. Inhale, still in motion. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front, step back, plank, hold. Just more strength building here. Bend the knees, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet back up to the top of the mat. Inhale to extend spine. Exhale, fold. Really root your feet strongly into the ground. Feel belly button pull in towards spine, because this time we're going to roll our way up. Roll your way up. One vertebrae at a time. Rolling up. Feel the feet root into the ground. Okay, the last body part that's going to lift and to extend is the neck and head. Right there. Good. Roll the shoulders, shake all that out. All right, let's put our sequence together. It's going to start with the side bend, okay? Grab a sip of water while I adjust my mat, and we'll get all set up. Have your strap nearby if you need it, okay? All right. Mountain pose. Starting with reed pose, we're going to bend to the right. Inhale, extend arms up into the air, interlace your fingers. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, tip over to the right. Feel the left side body stretch. Feel both feet, especially the left foot, press more firmly into the ground so there's an evenness in the feet. Balanced. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, release fingers and fold towards toes. Inhale, monkey, long flat back. Exhale, bent knees, hands to the ground. Hop or step back, plank pose. Come down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, extend right leg straight up and back. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Find that balance. Inhale, rise up, first warrior. Exhale, open warrior two, settle in. Reverse the warrior. Okay. Right hand down behind you so you can point upward with elbow. Left hand, if you need it to help support the pelvis. Remember, you're pushing down and slightly in. So you can get that side bend. Okay, then release, re-extend arm, side angle, right hand down, left hand up and overhead, extend. Push left foot firmly into the ground as you reach with this left arm. Breathe in.
Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, down dog, down dog. Just step both feet back. Plank pose. I'm sorry, you're in down dog. Sorry, you're in down dog, both feet on the ground. You're going to take a seat, hop forward, cross legs. Take your seat. Once you've found your seat, extend the legs forward, and then your V. Right there. Let's bend right knee, bring heel in. Right arm extends out to the side. Inhale, straight up. Exhale, bend over towards left leg. Make sure you're turning torso towards ceiling. We're just squaring out the body. Remember, we're just focusing on that right side body stretch. We're going to come back up partially so you can start to turn torso towards that extended left leg. I like to press hands into the ground to help extend spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold out towards left leg. Again, my body is more out towards the inside of the leg. Okay. Again, my hands are on the ground to help keep my body extending. Okay, so I'm not curving too soon. Extended, leading with heart and chin out towards toes. And then you can round your back if you'd like. All right, if you're able, extend both arms forward, rise up, arms into the air, turn to face neutral or forward, hands down behind you, okay? So you can bring the feet together, cobbler's pose. We're gonna change this a little bit, spin the palms or hands back so your fingers are reaching behind you, roll shoulders back, okay? Opening up through the chest, tip the chin up, lift, okay? Feel like you're lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. When you get that lifting sensation, it really kind of opens up through the hips and the knees might drop down a little lower. Okay, look forward. Alrighty, we're going into boat. So I'm just bringing the hands forward so I can lean back, bring the knees together, lift feet. I'm going to go for the leg extension. Here we go, breathe in. Exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back, plank, come down, chaturanga. Up dog, and downward facing. That's our first side. On your exhale, hop or step forward, both feet to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, come up to standing. Interlace fingers right away to the other side. Good extension, reaching for the ceiling. Exhale, tip over to the left side. Reach, reed pose, left side. Okay, but you're going to feel this on the right side. And be sure your right foot is pressing firmly into the ground. So there's an evenness in both feet. Keep extending, keep bending. Okay, we're going to inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, release fingers and fold. Inhale, spinal extension. Exhale, hands to the ground, walk, step, or hop both feet back. Plank, come down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to extend left leg into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Inhale, float up. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Left hand is going up. Okay, and then bend elbow, bring hand down behind you, point upward with left elbow. Support the right hip as you need to. Make sure there's a good lunge in this left knee as you're pointing with this left elbow. Get into the side body there. Think about the ribs, the muscles that support the ribs. Re-extend the arms. Okay, rotate here to side angle, left hand down, right hand up, and then right hand overhead for that side body stretch. Reach through the fingertips, right foot pressing into the ground. Again, feeling this maybe in the rib cage or just below the ribs. Breathe in. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, down dog, both feet on the ground. Okay, we're taking our seat. Hop forward to take your seat. Okay, or just kneel down to take your seat. Extend the legs. Take legs wide. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Okay, we're bending left knee, bringing the heel in, because we're going to be reaching out over to the other side. So left arm extends out to left side. Inhale straight up. Exhale, bend. Use your strap if you need to, or just modify the pose if you don't want to go down too far. Turning torso so it's a little bit more opened. Or let's take our fold. We're going to come back up partially so we can start to rotate to face the right leg. Again, I'm using hands on the floor just to help extend spine, get that good lift of the torso out of the pelvis. Exhale, hinging out towards right foot. That too can be modified. You don't have to go down too low at all. Right here is fine, or feel free to go a little deeper if it feels okay. You can always put a bend in the right knee, okay, or round the back, or even use your strap and wrap it around the foot. Deep breaths. Remember, breathing into your back body if you can, or into the muscles that feel like that are getting a nice stretch. We're going to rise back up first. Extend the arms forward. Inhale, rise with both arms up into the air, still facing that foot. Bring the arms back down, facing forward here. Okay, same cobbler's pose. We're leaning back to bring the soles of the feet together. Spin the fingers behind you. Roll shoulders back. Push into the ground. Lift up through the chest with a slight tip up of the chin. And those hips will open up nicely. This may also feel like a nice reopening of the low back. And we're doing a bit of a minor back bend because we just did a forward fold. 2 more breaths. Okay, let's make our way to boat. See if we can just smoothly transition. Legs can remain bent. You can hold on or even extend the legs if you like. Okay, let's bend the knees, bring feet to the ground. Very nice. We'll stay seated, just making sure you're sitting in the center of your mat, and then rolling down to the ground. Hug knees into chest. Some circles here, just some movement if that feels good. Just continued release for the low back after there's a lot of movements that really affected the back, as I mentioned earlier, just those side bends and folding forward side and those side bending over the legs. It gets into your hips and low back. From here, extend both legs up into the air. You can flex the feet, pushing through the balls of the feet, or even point your toes, or do all three. So you can kind of get some movement through the whole foot and the muscles that support the feet. Also your ankle. You're going to feel this in the shins, your calves. It's a great movement. Heels, balls of the feet, toes. All right, bend the knees again. Let's take a happy baby pose, taking the legs out, feet up, holding on to the soles of the feet or your ankles. Knees are nicely bent. We're pressing downward gently. Knees feel like they're coming down to the earth on either side of you. More deep breaths, getting into the hips. Optional. You can extend the legs, maybe one at a time. First, I'm extending my right leg. These are optional. I'm going to bend that knee again and then try to extend the left leg. It doesn't fully extend. My left leg isn't as flexible as my right. Or both at the same time. Or neither, okay? Reclining cobbler's pose when you're ready. Bring the soles of the feet together. Go ahead and set the feet onto the ground. And let everything just come down for some relaxation as the hips open. Deep breaths. Check in. How is your breath? Couple more breaths here. We're going to finish up with a twist. You can bring the knees together, give yourself another hug. And then take knees over to the left side.
Right arm extends to the right side. Settle into this rotation in the spine, which might affect the low back and your hips. Deep breaths. Two more breaths. Then go ahead and bring knees back up to center when you're ready. Pause there for a moment so things can realign. And then take knees down to the right side, left arm to the left. Notice the spine in its rotated state. Go ahead and take two more breaths. When you feel complete, slowly return to center. Pause there for a second. And then from here, you can move right into Shavasana or any other restorative position. Or if there's any other pose or movement you'd like to add first, do those poses, then come to relaxation. Just check in and just notice what you might be needing at this point. Maybe you want to do more stretches in the legs, more hip openers or twists, or even another back bend or an inverted pose. Whatever you like to do, but just give yourself a few moments at least in a completely relaxed state of mind and body. Stay here as long as you need to, allowing your body to come to this wonderful, relaxed place. Settle in. Even as I end the class, you're welcome to stay just like this in your comfortable pose. When it is time to move, you might want to start with deep breaths, perhaps 5 slow, deep breaths. Just generating some energy in the body, preparing your body to move. And feel movement just slowly return to your body. I think carefully moving, rolling onto either side of your body for a few moments. And if you're still in Shavasana, feel free to stay right there if you'd like. If you're in this nurturing pose, we'll continue to move very slowly, guiding your way up. Take your time. I'm just going to come to a seat, sitting on a blanket or a block. If it feels okay to cross your legs, go ahead and do so. Just be sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders rolled back, arms relaxed down by your side. Hands can just relax on your knees or in your lap or at your heart space. Let's finish with one more movement. You're going to inhale, reach up, big stretch. That's it. As you exhale, bring your hands together and down to your heart. Once you're there, take another deep breath in, fill up your heart space, and exhale. And as we come to the close of our class together, we bow saying, Namaste.